is starting. The Captain Coder at the helm. Bean water is ready. Today we will learn a lot. He loves the questions, he loves to sing. Join our Discord and follow him.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you happen to be in the world. Captain Coder here on this beautiful, beautiful Monday. I hope everyone out there is having a beautiful Monday wherever you happen to be. I hope it's a beautiful day for you. I hope you're staying warm. I hope you're avoiding any potentially horrible storms or getting through it just fine. I hope you're all safe out there. Good to see you this morning, Dram. Thank you for getting that exclamation point first. Gee, no worries, no worries. Oh, he said, I'm trying to avoid work, but sadly, I can't. I thought I said, I'm trying to avoid work, but I got to a meeting or something. Sorry, misread. Look, Captain doesn't read. Look, I'm not a wordsmith. I'm not a wordologist. I'm trying to word, but I sadly can't. Well, at the very least, then I hope your work is as tolerable as work can possibly be. I hope your work is as tolerable as it can possibly. Sijian, welcome back to the stream, my friend. Could you do another exclamation point first for me real quick? Make sure it's, I think I fixed it. Could you do it one more time? I think I fixed it so it doesn't, you can't get it twice. I just want to verify here. And G, welcome back to the stream. I hope you are also having a beautiful day. I hope you're well rested. Thank you guys. Dram, thank you for testing it. I think we got it here. So at the very least, it won't keep giving you points. Maybe I should give me some points. I know. I fixed it. I really, programming, this tool is really cool. It's really simple. Firebot. Really cool, really simple. But, I will say writing any kind of complex command is painful. Because it's really hard to debug. You have to do the conditional effect. You have an if, otherwise, and you have like, if you thought nesting in a regular language was bad, can Firebot be integrated in games? Like Twitch games? So, like, could you have chat window and somehow access Firebot API? I don't, like games. I don't think so. Not without an incredible amount of customization. It is fully open source. But it connects directly to like your Twitch chat. Click to code. Yeah, it's a little bit painful. I've considered looking into, they have, you can write in JavaScript directly. So you can write scripts directly into it. But they are really kind of painful to write. I've tried to write a couple. They're not super pleasant to write either. It's just so fully featured. A little bit painful, yeah. Look, no pain, no brain is what they say. No pain, no brain. Is that the saying? No pain, no brain? I'm not sure anymore. But yeah, no pain, no bread. There you go. No pain, no bread. If you ain't got no bread, you ain't got no bread, no pain. No brain, no pain? I'm not sure. No pain, no bread sounds right, though. No pain, no bread. What are we working on today? What are we working on? Or more like, no pain, no bread. Look. Everyone knows you got to make that bread. Is that where that term comes, making that bread? BK, welcome back to the stream, my friend. How is your project coming along? I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm looking forward to seeing it on Saturday on stream. I can't wait for us to hop in, take a look at, and get a little bit of a little show off there. Because it's looking super cool. Making bread equals making money. That doesn't make sense. Wouldn't it be making dough? Making dough? Because if you, or making bread. So hang on. Let me get this straight. Code Monk, welcome back to the stream, by the way. Let me understand here. Hello, good morning, my friend. I hope you have a beautiful day. All right, so they say making bread is you take your dough, you make dough. This is me making dough, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. You make dough, then you put it in the oven. No, you put it in the oven, and then it turns into bread. That's how you make bread. So wouldn't it be, you got to make that bread be burning money? Wouldn't that be like spending money? Like, I'm just saying this saying doesn't make no, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Are we making bread today? We should. I love baking. We should make Half Moon. Welcome back to the stream. Gotta hurdy for the Percy? Something like that. Gotta hurdy for the Percy. I don't know what that means. I hope I'm not about to get in trouble for saying those words in that order, in that together. So if you get that bread, means you get that money. Get that bread means that you're burning money. Is that what it is? BK says, slowly coming along, getting a bit burnt out. That's it. Happens. Burnout's real, my friend. Burnout is real. Especially in a car, if you hold the brake and press the gas at the same time, burnout. You can get some major burnout. Anyone ever done that? Welcome to the burnout clip. The burnout clip. No, Dram. It's don't correct it. It's better when it's the burnout C-lib. It's the C library. Half Moon, how have you been? What have you been working on? Yeah, how are things going? I think you were saying you're doing some art. Was that what you were saying last night? Can't remember if that's who I was talking to. 1 second. I need to, give me just a second here. Uh-oh. Captain might be getting sick. I'm either getting sick or I'm just waking up. I can't tell. Do you ever have one of those words where like, am I getting sick? I can't tell. This is what happens when you go outside. I went outside yesterday. I interacted with some humans, and here I go. Now I'm sick. Whose fault is this? It's my own. That's okay. I'm probably actually not sick. I don't feel sick. I just feel like I got a little bit of a something in the old lung crevice. Something in the old lung crevice up here. Don't do that. I know. Look, someone on stream told me I needed to touch grass, so I was like, okay, I'll go eat some grass. Gotta make that grassy bread. No, it's not make. We're not making bread. We gotta go get that grassy bread. And so I went and I rolled around in the grass, chewed on it a little bit, hung out with some goat people. The goat man of Amherst. Hung out with him. A really nice guy. His eyes are a little weird, but once you get past that, really nice fella. So hung out with the goat man of Amherst. Now we're here today. What are we doing today? I don't think I updated my what command. Not Q-less. I'm going to change. We're making a game called No Mess. Let me update that command real quick. The WAT text. Here we go. Today we're playing around with C# Blazor, so we can put a clone of the game No Mess Sky. Exactly. You can find it here. Here's the link. No Mess, a classic puzzle game for the Palm Pilots. There we go. Save. WAT. Test it out. Give it a WAT. There it is. Beautiful. Perfect. Easy. Half Moon says, yeah, that was me working on a desktop background drawing at the moment. I will post it in Discord once it have some progress. Awesome. I'm totally, absolutely looking forward to seeing more of that. Thank you. You gotta keep us posted. How are we supposed to know if you don't keep us posted? Smith says, think I'm finally going to move my queue list to Blazor Maui and maybe Tick 80. I was started last night. I started a Tick 80, but barely started. It is way too strong of a word for it. I made a sliding poo stack. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. What did I put it? I have too many things here. I need to get rid of some of these things. No Mess. Tick 80. There it is. So this is all I have, though. Let me show you. This is all I have. But that will involve learning that. Smab, Lua is so simple. Lua is so simple. It's you still have to learn it. You're either gonna fall into looks easy enough. So here's the thing, Smab, Lua is a language. I love Lua because it's so simple. Here's all I got done with my. This is I built the grid. I built the grid. So Lua is super easy, super simple, because it doesn't have any. It has no extras. Has no extras. The only thing it really comes with is dictionaries. They're called tables, and tables are also arrays. And so the language itself is incredibly tiny, incredibly simple, incredibly easy to learn, but it's about as small of a language you can get and be Turing complete but readable. Definitely can't load a Word file though. Oh, into TIC80 you can. You just fun fact, if you're maybe not in a web build you couldn't. In a web build you couldn't. But you can actually, I found out you can actually access the adjacent files. In the web build, it doesn't work because it doesn't package the adjacent files. But if you were to publish it with all those files, it does. So you can actually, it has a file system. It's actually running in the directory that the file is in. So you can actually access all the files right next to it. Maybe when you package it together, it doesn't include those. I'm not sure. But I was playing around with that, and you can actually. But yeah, for your RGB 30, you probably can get it to do that. There's some finagling that we might have to do. I'm already looking into modifying the source code for it. It's not here, but modifying the source code to expand it to do all the things I want it to do for my students. So I would love to have this program. Like the program's fully contained. It did. So I was super upset. Good question. I do have it. Unfortunately, and I have a second one coming. It actually already arrived. It's in the other room. The first one that arrived, I'm really disappointed with the quality of these. I think this is an older, the one I got. I think I just need to order the newer one. I think they're all old and refurbished. And they're just not saying that. The L2 button on this one. So it did come. The L2 button is broken. So I had to tell them, hey, you sent me one that's defective. The L2 button doesn't work. And so they sent me a new one. And in that one, I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm enjoying it. That one doesn't, the charging port doesn't work. So I can't charge it. So now I'm like on the third one, I'm like, do I really want to try and get another one? Or do I just want to ask for a refund? And so really disappointed with the quality. They feel refurbished. So the way it was packaged feels like they were sending me refurbished ones, not new ones. And if you go on their website, this particular model is super discounted. And so I'm assuming that they're just trying to liquidate old stock, broken ones, see if they can get rid of them. But they have a newer one. I'm thinking I'm just going to get the newer one and go with that. So I'm really disappointed with it. You have to use the port on the left. Yep, I am using the port on the left. I know. I am using the port on the left marked USB. Doesn't charge. I already talked to them through customer service. I went through all this one. So here's the thing. This one charges, but the L2 button doesn't work. The first one they sent me charges, but the L2 button doesn't work. The second one they sent me, the charging port doesn't work. And so, really disappointed with that. Their customer service has been good though. So I'm thinking I'm going to say, hey, can I just pay a little bit extra to get so I have to send these back now. So it's just like this whole finagling. Yeah, it could just be a bad supplier. I honestly think they're sending refurbished ones. They feel kind of refurbished. They don't feel brand new. And so I think they're just trying to liquidate the stock on them. Really disappointing. The device is super, when I was playing it, the device was super fun. I had a great, I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is great. This is exactly what I want. Boom, it stopped working. And so just really disappointed by that. Drem says, have you tried turning it on? Yes, I have. That's how they get you to pay for more, Cap, send you broken products. No, I'm not paying it. Yeah, it's how they get me to buy the new one. Yeah, that's exactly how customers are in RGB 30. But yeah, if you look on their site, well, it's not actually that much marked down. I don't know. I bought it. No thanks. It's just disappointing. It's just so disappointing because I love the idea about it. But I'm thinking I might just get one of their newer ones, or a different model. I'm like so frustrated. I kind of want to just get a different model and see how I feel about a different model here. But yeah, super disappointing. It's a great size and the screen is brilliant. That's what I really liked about the one you sent me, is that it fits really nice in my hands. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a sham. It's a shimmy shame. And it's just disappointing there. All right, so what are we working on today? What are we working on today? Master Agent Miyazaki. Thank you so much for the follow. Master Agent Miyazaki, thank you for following me. Today we got Master Agent Miyazaki, thank you for following me. Grumpy Game Dev, thank you so much for being here. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. How we doing, friend? I hope you're having a beautiful day. Oops, this terminal's open. Let's go and close that down. Grumpy Game Dev, hope you're having a beautiful Monday. Thank you so much for the stream this morning. It's nice to see you here. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for Mo. Thank you for all the things you do. You have the day off. Yeah, happy Civil Rights Day. Happy Civil Rights Day in the United States. Hagerman Hour. Yo, happy Monday. Good morning, my friend. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. I think GM stands for good morning. Either a general manager to you as well. Good old GM. All right. Do I have this open? I do. There it is. This is really what I wanted to have open. All right. So we are working on What are we doing today? We are working on No Mess. We're making a No Mess. Let's consider going out later to sing carols for today, but it's -11F. That's the perfect time to sing carols. You're singing carols in January is a hilarious idea. Oh, that's Grumpy. We should start a caroling crew called the Never Lates. The Never Lates. They're never late, singing carols and generating hoarfrost. The hoarfrost. Beautiful. All right, so we're playing around with Blazor. We're trying to remember how it all works together here. We've put together a grid here. They're not perfectly centered, which is really annoying and disappointing. And I don't understand that. Hang on, if I get rid of this, are they more centered? I don't understand what the symbol. I can't remember if the symbol was ever centered. It feels like there's a space followed by the symbol. If I do this, can we get this to be centered? Hang on, if I do just symbol, I didn't notice this before, but is the symbol always here? Let's do just symbol. Okay, the symbol has always been slightly off center, which is really quite annoying. But I guess we'll live with it. I didn't notice it yesterday, but now I notice it today, as our symbol is slightly off center to the right. If it was just a letter, it probably wouldn't be. It could be. I can't live with that cap. I refuse. What if we make these let's make them 48 by 48. My guess is that the symbol is too big. Yeah. So the symbol, it wasn't that it was off center, but it's that the button was too small. The button itself was too small for that character. Did I get rid of margins and padding? So it was that the button itself, I noticed that yesterday. I thought you were leaving it until you had the function. I actually didn't even notice it yesterday because I don't know why. I'm not the most observant of fellas. I'm not the most observant of people in the world, and I've been called out on that many times of not noticing things. Look, I have what's called car blindness, self-diagnosed condition in which I cannot tell cars apart. I really can't tell cars apart. I don't see their colors. I don't see anything about cars. Did you notice my new haircut cap? Did you, Dram? Is that a new shirt you're wearing? You look different. But yeah, car blindness is something someone will say. I can't remember what cars. I'm not good at observing people, but at least when I fail to observe them, I totally ignore them. I see. I'm not good at that. I have been I've been practicing Tai Chi, and that has been wonderful and just like very meditative. But I've been reading this book about Tai Chi as I was instructed to do so. And in the book it says, well, you're you're doing the Tai Chi form. So there's several moves you're doing. It's sort of, if you've done martial arts, it's not a kata, but it's similar to a kata where there's these series of moves you perform very slowly, very precisely with you know, essentially with anyway, in the book it says, while you're doing the form, you should ignore everything around you. Even if someone comes up and starts talking to you, ignore them. Ignore them. Don't even acknowledge them. And I'm like, that's hard for me to do. Mindful practice features is in all such a, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm trained. Oh, it's been awesome. Dramux. That's how I write code. Very slowly, very precisely. You can also just go outside and not sing. Gee, why would I do that? Why would I do that? I'm inside singing. Of course I'm going to go outside and also continue to sing. Okay, the next feature I would like to add is when we click on a tile. If the tile has a symbol in it, we're going to highlight that tile. We are going to highlight that tile. And to do this is where a class feels useful. We'll have a selected here. We're going to have a private, we're going to have a private private int selected ID. And it's going to be -1. -1 indicates that we do not have anything selected. And then any number that's selected means we'll have that cell selected. So what I would like to do is if a cell is selected, I'm killing you, Grumpy. Nullable? No, I find nullables far worse. Nullables far worse. Basically, we're gonna say if we're in bounds, then we have something selected. In fact, anything that is outside of bounds because I could still have a -1. I could still have a -1. Nullable just adds one additional state. In fact, if I'm out of bounds, then it will just be ignored. That's sort of what I'm going with. Proton, welcome back to the stream. Proton, how you doing, friends? Nice to have you here on this beautiful day. If I'm gonna have a special meaning, why not? If a special meaning, why not make it a -1? And then I don't have to do weird things to make it not null. In my mind. So the idea here is if I'm selected, I want to change my style. And I'm not sure exactly how to put that in here. You may wind up with regrets, you may not. I don't think I will, but I may. If I made it nullable, I may also wind up with regrets. So I think it goes both ways. Okay. So right here, it is just a regret smart. Yeah, every as is life. Everything you do in programming is a regret. Honestly, Grumpy, everything I've ever done in programming is kind of a regret. Some things I regret less and some things I regret more, but honestly, when we really get down to it, anytime you add any complex, I regret all look, there are many things I don't regret. There are many things I don't regret. There are many things that I do regret. Choosing to make this have special meaning is not one of those yet. Gonzo, welcome to the stream, my friend. Happy Saturday, happy Monday, not Saturday. Gonzo, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. I hope everything's going wonderful in your life right now. Welcome back. So I feel like there is a way to add a conditional here. Without adding complexity down here. I'm not sure if I like that or not. One thing I could do would make a style string down here that's a getter, and then use the style up here. And then the styling on it, if we're selected, we're just gonna make it. Proton asks, have you ever used graphical calculator like something? Yeah, the TI-80 84 is what we were talking about the other day. With big pixel LCD. Ooh, I don't know if it's big pixel. I think they were LCD. I'm not sure. The TI-8 does TI-80 84 LCD display. Does this one count? But these were they're still called the 84, but they've changed. So it's actually not the 84 anymore. Is what I have. This you can't buy the one I have. The one I have, and I should probably maybe I could pull it out. Was essentially like this, but they've updated these. So someone was complaining. Yeah. So I don't know if it's this one. It's this one, but from like 20 years ago. 20 years ago. But yes, I have used that. Why do you ask? Why do you ask? Okay. So if we're selected here, if we're selected, one option is to say that, public string style is this. So I could, I believe, do this. And then have this value. Apparently I can't do that. There it goes. Have this value change. So I could have this value change a little bit. And to have it change based on we could make it have an int ID like this. And we have it take in the ID. And have it change. If you use CSS class for everything, including the background image, you can combine them for great justice. Yeah, so making a class is probably the way to go. We still have to add the class in saying, hey, by the way, we're selected. What kind of function is being used to create curves in such a calculator? I'm not sure. That's a good question. The Grumpy Game, this is if you use CSS classes for everything, including the background image, you can combine them for great justice. So I'm assuming you're referring to when I click a button, it actually sets like that button is now selected, but the state of that button doesn't necessarily mean it's still selected here. So changing this into a method here that we return this style, but we're going to add in the border color string. You can use one class for the size and such, one for the glyph, one for selected. Oh yeah. So that's fine. The glyph itself is actually just text. The glyph itself is just an emoji here. Try not to overcomplicate. I'm trying not to overcomplicate it, Grumpy. I'm trying not to overcomplicate it here. String border is going to be equal to border color black, like that. Devro, thank you for raiding me today. Devro, thank you so much for the raid, folks. I'm sure you already know the incredible, the wonderful, the fabulous artist and programmer and superstar Devro. But if you don't, be sure to give him a follow, folks. We absolutely love you, Devro. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for the raid. How you doing on this beautiful Monday? Hope you're having a beautiful day. Are you having a beautiful day? We'll put border in here like that. Like this. So we have that black border, and the idea being that if we'll have an if here, ID is equal to selected ID, we're going to swap out the border here to be a different color. So we'll be able to modify the color here like this. So let's nothing selected yet. Let's set 0 to selected just so we can see that here. Crizzy 1991. Crizzy 1991. Thank you for following me. Today we got Crizzy 1991. I appreciate you. Thank you for the follow, Crizzy. Happy Monday. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Devro, how was your stream? We worked on a modular lighthouse. Now just some clean up work. You got any links for us to check out? You got any links for us to check out, Devro? Proton, thank you for the link. Post it on the Discord. I'm in the middle of a thing right now, so I'm not going to look at that. It's not related to what we're doing, but I appreciate it. If you want to share, feel free to share it on the Discord. Maybe we'll take a look if we have some time. Or you can exclamation point Q, add it to my question queue. And when I'm taking a small break, we'll take a look at it. All right. So selected here. We'll work this way. So depending on which cell we have selected now, we'll get this border in here. There we go. There we go. All right. So we'll have this as -1, like that. And then when we click, so we have this little style thing here that'll swap it out. We actually interact with the tile. What I can do is say selected is equal to the position here. And so hopefully, Proton, thank you for the refollow. Thank you for the refollow. So now we can have a single thing selected as we move through here. Proton, thank you for following me today. We got Proton, welcome to the crew. Proton, thank you so much for the refollow, unfollow, refollow. Look, we gotta pad those numbers with the unfollow refall. Hensley93. Hensley, why did the Unity dev get glasses? Because he couldn't see sharp. Hensley93, what a good joke. Hensley. Oh, Hensley. How'd you get so funny? We got Hensley. Yes, Hensley. Thank you for following me today. I'd like to say, welcome aboard. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the crew. Oh, Hensley93. Thank you for following me. Have some order. I love Hensley practicing those dad jokes. Excellent dad joke points. And Hensley for such a beautiful dad joke. 50 points. What happens when you distract your programmer in the morning? A Java overflow. Another golden points. Hagger Maker. It's another good one. Corvus says, question, is Razor like the backend framework? I'm kind of new to it. Razor is a templating language. Blazor is a templating language for defining HTML. I get followed every day by Proton. So template HTML template languages. So it's a templating language. You can think of it. There's a lot of different templating languages to use instead of HTML. So many languages have them, but basically it's just a templating language that lets you add logic into your HTML, into your rendering thing. And then Razor does a little bit more. I don't know if it actually does that much more on it, but that's what it's using here. So you could do things like this. So you'll notice it says for each people do stuff. So if you want to learn a little bit more about templating languages, this link seems useful. I will state that I have not read that whole article. Going to Streamer Awards because of how important he is. No, I'm not going to the Streamer Awards. I don't even know when they are or where they are. Yeah, it's a templating language. Let's just add a little logic to our render here. There we go. So we have that. What we're going to do is now we're going to say if selected position is equal to position, we want to unselect position equals -1. And then there's a couple other things else. Trying to keep things simple here. There's a bunch of things I could do to make it expansive and have more options, that sort of stuff. But we're going to keep it simple for this one. So if I click the same one, it'll actually, did not unselect. If selected tile, this is interesting. So my question, all right, let's refresh. Is it just missing this? Interesting. Do you use template languages frequently, Hats? When I'm doing web in Blazor, I do. Angular, does Angular have templating? Yeah, Angular kind of does. So I've used Angular quite a bit. I haven't used React much, and I'm not sure that React is actually a templating language as much as it is. It might be. It might be. I've used a few. I wouldn't say I use them frequently. I don't do a lot of web development these days. This should be selected ID. There we go. Yeah, so that's really what it comes down to. Wow, the format document went crazy. Why would you think that is the way this should be formatted? Trim, like that format. What? That is crazy the way it has formatted it. Yeah, I don't like that. We'll have to look in that format. Have you used Jinja? I haven't, but I've heard of it. Do you? What do you think about it? I can't give you an opinion because I haven't used it in any sort of real context. I've heard of it, but I haven't used it. What are your opinions on it? Proton, do you have any opinions on it? All right, so we can select now, like that. So now what we want to do is if we click into a spot that is, we only want to be able to select spots that are not empty. So there's two modes. If selected ID, so we're gonna say if selected ID is -1. This implies that, oh, Grumpy, you're null here. Null is making me, you're making me feel like maybe null is the way to go here. This makes me feel like null is the way to go because I have a special here where I have to say if it's -1. An optional makes sense now. It's not even nullable. I more want like an optional. It says like maybe, but I guess that's kind of what nullable is. All right, so we start out as null here. Okay, and now in our style, we're gonna do a little refactor here. We're gonna set, oh, that still works out. That still works out for us, okay. We're gonna say if selected position equals this, selected ID equals null. Okay, and the reason I want to do this is I want to be able to say if selected ID is null or equals to null. Basically, we want to check if it's null. We are going to do selection. We're going to select tile in position, else. Is null is the way to go? Thank you, Smab. That's what I was thinking on the pattern match. Crizzy, good question, not Minesweeper. We are doing a game called No Mess. All right, so we're working on a game called No Mess, classic Palm Pilot game. You can find a link to it there if you want to check it out. Select tile here, so I need to have a method. Private void select tile in position. Okay, and if we already have a tile selected, then we want to say select tile is fine. This just becomes selected equals position. I don't know that we need to do a select tile. And in this case, handle move. We want to look at the position that we clicked in. Amon asks, does not selected, you're saying not selected, you want me to do this? This will not work in C# because selected is not a Boolean type. It cannot be treated as a Boolean. So no, it won't work. In JavaScript, you could do something like that. Proton asks, it is templating language made using Python here, and hereby using Python in indentation, so I have to say I hate it, but I've used it quite a lot. Yeah, I haven't used that. No, so Amon, you can only use the not operator on values that can be treated as a Boolean. And in this case, a nullable int cannot be treated. Do you also do C++ or Python? I haven't done a ton of C++. My experience with C++ has been almost exclusively with Vex Robotics or editing source code that like I didn't write. So like modifying existing source code. I have done quite a bit of Python, but I haven't used it much in the last, I want to say 4 or 5 years. So I think Python 3.8 was the most recent one. Python 3.8, I think, was the most recent version when I was doing serious Python. So 2019. So 3.8 was when I was working on a project in Python, the big project in Python. That was it. I'm not a huge fan of I think Python's an awesome scripting language. It's not my favorite to do big projects in. What is your favorite and why? I really like C#. C# isn't my favorite, but it's the one that I'm sort of using the most these days. My favorite programming language is Haskell, and I think part of that is just it feels really cool. It's fun to write in Haskell. That's what it comes down. It's like I love solving puzzles, so it feels like I'm always solving puzzles. Mooniz with the first, coming in with number 11. Thank you for being here, Mooniz. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Double first, yeah, we were doing a little bit of debugging earlier. You're double first, 11, that's right. So Haskell, sorry. Do you love Haskell package manager? No. At least when I was using Haskell more, I did not. Haskell's package manager is kind of a nightmare. Haskell is just really fun. I find Haskell to be really fun to write in. If I'm wanting to write a big project and I want to use a functional language, I'd probably do it in OCaml. Which the package management in OCaml is much better in my experience. C# is the language that I really like because it has a lot of features, so tons and tons of features in it that make your life better. But with features comes complexities that you have to understand. But I like that they also provide a lot of simplicity as well. So top level main is really, really nice. So top level programs, I really like that. Typed languages, I really like. And they give you the ability to go into unsafe and manage your memory for you. So if you want to write hyper efficient code, you can do it in C#, but you don't have to. It also has garbage collection. I really like that about it. I really like C#. I actually suspect I'd really like C++, C++20 or whatever the latest version is, but I haven't used it much. Crizzy, I hope that answered your question. Amon says, how about a pointer? If it is pointing to null, then will exclamation pointer be the same as pointer equals null? No, it won't let you. You can't really make pointers in C#. I think you can. I think there might be a pointer data type you can construct here. You can't have pointers in unsafe code. So I will say you can have references and pointers in unsafe code, but I don't think you can treat them as Booleans. So the answer to that is I think you cannot treat them as Booleans in C# unless you do you might be able to do some kind of overloading that lets you do it. C# is what I recommend for beginners. I think C#, in my experience, and here's a workbook that I've done that I'm working on, written here, that does C# from beginners. It's targeted more for kids, but other people have told me they've really liked it. C# I think is a great language for beginners because it's typed. So having a typed language, I think, really helps you wrap your brain around what the data is doing inside the computer, and it's not just some random, different types of data mean different things in the computer. In a language like C#, you have to explicitly think about your types. Languages like Python, you can start writing stuff and getting cool things going right away, but students don't think about their types very much. C# lets us think about the types, but also have top-level programs. As of .NET 6, you can do top-level programs, so you can write sort of these scripts. You can write scripts to do it. The reason I wouldn't do C as a first language is there's so much. It depends. It depends on the student. For young students, I probably wouldn't use C. There's a lot of magic stuff going around that wraps around it. Like, why am I including this standard.io? There's code. There's things that you have to write in your C code that you just have to say, trust me, it's okay. And you kind of have to do that in C sharp. Baggage, there you go. C sharp, there's stuff that's hidden from you that you don't ever have to type a thing, and it's hidden from you and it's there. Imperial, welcome back to the stream, my friend. How's it going? When do we get an update on your cloud game? You should show perhaps you would like to share it during our showcase Saturday. We have a showcase coming up on Saturday, folks, the 20th. Come drop it off. Not drop off. Send your projects on the Discord. We will show it off on stream. You can even join me. We can have a little chat about it. It's so much fun. Any tips on how I should handle inputs using GLFW and C++? The Paiwan. Welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, I'm not a C++ programmer. I have done very little in C++, and I haven't used GLFW. I'm assuming that's a graphics library for Windows, but I haven't used it, so I'm not able to give you any tips. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Any C++ers have some tips for the Paiwan? Maybe someone on the Discord can help you out as well. Han So High says that might be a sign you might not like what you're doing. Potentially, not when it's just it's just an OpenGL framework. Gotcha. GLFW, I haven't used it. So sorry, I can't. Also, you probably don't need C if you don't write in shaders anyway. That's probably true. I love programming in C. For what it's worth, I love C. When I teach data structures, I teach a class called Data Organization. I teach it in C, but I teach it to sort of second-year programming students, so they already have the basics down. Snapple. Is C the best language ever? I think raw, like just plain C without any extra libraries in there, is a very straightforward language to understand how you're going to compile and interact with the computer. So one of the huge benefits of the C programming language, one of the things that I did is you want it, when you read your C code, you want to know how it's going to compile into assembly. What are the performances that you're going to get? What are the benefits if you do it this way? So I would say C is if we're talking about like C88 standard or whatever, very, very simple language, very, very small language. It doesn't even have a hash map. It's just raw data types. And I wouldn't say that makes it the best language, but I think it makes it a very simplistic language if you understand how the computer works, the stack, that sort of stuff. So having that head knowledge, C becomes really cool. It's not. I still don't think it's for newbies. Yeah. Kind of Dust device counterproof, but managing memory and resources is somewhat challenging. Absolutely. Pudota Paman, welcome to the stream. For some tasks, sure, in general, no language is the best. I kind of agree with that. No language is the best. I would say that so there's something interesting that when I'm programming in C, I feel like I have a lot of fun programming in C because I'm fiddling with all the computer's low level bits and touching, writing pointers, and I feel clever and doing stuff in C. So I actually really like writing C. But it's not the first thing, it's not the tool I reach for if I want to make something fast. I've mostly done C for embedded systems. So I'm writing a little bit of assembly and a little bit of C. Usually I have a little bit of assembly to bootstrap me in, and then I'm writing in C. But C, I know how it's going to compile down to the assembly. I'm usually interacting with some sort of interface, some sort of hardware thing. When I'm writing in C. And I think that's why I have so much fun in C, is because I'm usually interacting with hardware. And hardware is super cool. Paiwan says, sometimes those caveats can be useful. There's a way to trick the compiler into generating constant IDs for types of any internal. Yeah. So I always feel it's cool when you're doing stuff like that. C++, I don't know enough about. C is like a knife. You don't need to do real cooking, then you don't need it. That's probably true. I sometimes wish I had time to work more with hardware. Hardware is so much fun. I was originally double majoring in computer science and computer engineering. But it turns out that there wasn't a lot of overlap in those two fields of study as far as credits go. And so I ended up dropping the computer engineering because the school I went to, I was the computer engineering department it just didn't feel as good as the computer science department. So just a thought there. But I love working with hardware. Doing stuff with what is it? The floating point gate arrays, FPGAs. Super fun diddling with those things. My question for earlier is not really specific to C++, but rather the library I'm using. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that particular library. I wish I had some more context. Snabble does a bunch of shader stuff. Saying, I think for some people, low level is the way to learn. A woman in my uni struggled a lot with programming. Then she did the assembly coding course and studying programming was easy for her. This is why I use C for data structures. And I don't call it data structures and algorithms. I call it data organization. It's data, and it'd really be like data organization in computers. So understanding how memory is laid out. And one of the things, the big assignment that I feel like is mind opening in that class is I have students implement malloc. So I say you can't use malloc. And they use sbrk, 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 to actually allocate memory, but then they have to manage it. So sbrk is a system call that says, hey, give me some memory to use. And then, so you don't have to keep calling out to the system. You get a bigger chunk, and then you break it off slowly using malloc for performances reasons, and then you manage it. When someone says, hey, I want to malloc something, you say, okay, where's you keep track of where's my empty segment here. And then you learn how to also defragment. So as you're going mallocing and deallocating things, you end up with fragmentation. And then we teach them how to defragment allocated memory. Really awesome assignment to really understand the inner workings of how memory is managed internally in the computer, and the way we implement it, maybe not the most efficient way, but it is in a model that you can understand it. Python says that defaults to giving me which window receives the inputs. I'm trying to figure out if I should keep inputs based per window or global, or have some flexibility to do both. Sorry, I don't have more information for you. I'm missing maybe some context there, or maybe you're replying to Snabble. Sorry if I missed something there. I am still a student. There are a whole lot of things I don't understand here. That kind of keeps me here because I should know it. Well, Aman, one thing to remember. You will never know everything. You will never know everything about computers, about hardware, about programming, but your knowledge base will continue to grow and you'll start to build intuition. This is the thing I say. You end up with something that I call programmer intuition. Where you're doing something like, well, I've seen something like this. I kind of know how system hard works. I kind of know these things. And absolutely, I'm always learning new stuff. But I would say not to, and I'm not saying that you're worried about it. A lot of people worry, say, hey, every time I go to write something, I feel like I have to go look things up. And that's totally fine. That's normal. Until you've done something. I think there was a study, I should find it, and I always say 10. I think 10 is the number. The average person has to use something 10 times. When you're programming, the average programmer has to use a technique 10 times, implement something 10 times before they actually can recall it from memory without looking at a reference. So that's a good thing to understand there. I will call my programmer intuition the Eugen of programming. Eugen is a Japanese word for mysterious quality. Okay. So if our selected ID is null, that means nothing is selected, and we're going to select something else. If selected ID is equal to our ID, we're going to deselect. What we are is null. We deselect it. Select ID dot value. This is position. So I should be able to do this. Will this work? I'm gonna find out here. I know how to make a basic event manager in a lot of languages now because of how much I've done. Exactly. And it doesn't always have to be in the same language. All right, so if it's null, well, that's disappointing. It is null. Why would that be the case? Why would that be the case? Hang on. Is this now doing? I have to do value. I have to do value here. For our style, id.value. No, ID is there. So here, that's an ID. Here's where the value is. Value. And I can't do this. This is where this regret is coming in here. Because we have to do if selected id.has value and the value is set here. So one definition of knowledge is justified true belief. Would Eugen then be true belief? You can't justify it. There we go. Okay. So come back down here. If it is null, we do that dot value. Still having issues with that. Interesting. Does it have to be an int or can it be a uint? It could be a uint. Codex, welcome back to the stream. Actually going to catch stream. Yeah, how you been? I hope you've been. I know things have not been great in the past, but I hope you're doing as well as you possibly can, my friend. Welcome back. I hope things are going as well as they possibly can be. Don't understand this. Selected value has value. If it doesn't have a value, still breathing. Good. Take care, Corfless. Have a beautiful day. Remember to keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be. You're welcome back anytime. We'll be back on Wednesday, Corfless. Maybe I just want this to be an int. Originally here, the Paiwan. Thank you for the follow. The Paiwan. The Paiwan. The Paiwan has followed me today. Paiwan, thank you. It's P1. Oh, it's P1. It's P1. The P1. All right, let's try it. The P. Hang on. P. Have you met P1? It's not pronounced Paiwan. It is P1. Thank you for following me today. P1, thank you so much for the follow, Crizzy. For this term, I'm a teacher. So anyone who's new here, I'm Captain Coder. Captain Coder's me. I am a computer science teacher. I teach computer science and programming at a school for ages 10 to 14. Ages 10 to 14, young people. Young, wonderful kids, the youth, the future. And so every term, I do 3 terms a year. Every term my schedule changes a little bit, but I teach full time. So I stream here usually in the mornings. My current schedule is Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. P1 asks, can you give me, one sec, I'm gonna add a little thing here as a reminder here. So Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, and then sometimes I'll do a little bit outside of that. But typically, for the next 10 weeks, I'll be doing Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays. I hope that answered your question, and thank you for asking. Can you give me an overview of your code? It's very simple right now. Or I think it's very simple. We are generating a grid of buttons here. We're generating a grid of buttons here. So we have a 2 for loops that say, we have a square grid. So it says for every row, for every column, generate a button. So right here, it makes a button like this. You're welcome, Crizzy. Thank you for asking. So we generate a button here, and that button is on the screen. Am I planning to keep the game in light theme? So this is actually going to be a class project. My students will be able to customize this much. I'm not going to be using, so this template, I'm definitely not going to be using this template. With the count, look, we don't need a counter on this side here. So the answer to that is no, probably not. I prefer light. So fun fact, sorry to disappoint. No one unfollow. I actually prefer light mode in my web browser. I don't know why. Yeah, so this is C#. I'm using a framework called Blazor. And so you'll notice up here, right here, this is a Razor template file. I know, blasphemy. Poostack is unfollowed. Poostack unfollowed me. Snabble, it says you followed, but I didn't get an alert. There it is. Fuel Snabble. Everyone following and refollowing. Putting my song singing text to the challenge here. Fuel. Let's see. Fuel Snabble. I'd like to thank you for unfollowing me, Fuel Snabble. Thank you for refollowing. Thank you for following. Welcome back to the crew. Fuel Snabble, I would like to say thank you today. Fuel Snabble, thank you for the unfollow and refollow. I appreciate it. Okay. So this is called Razor templating. And then there's technically a class. I've done this @code thing. I could make a separate file here. The Razor template actually creates what's called a partial class. So I have a class called grid that's a partial class that I could put in a separate file to keep my code separated. And so we just have a size. So this is the size of the grid. Start cells is just saying the number of cells we're going to have filled, the number of cells that'll have stuff filled in it. These are the possible symbols that could be filled in here. This initializes the grid here. So the grid starts out as an empty grid. I'm working on making it so we can select things right now. So that's what this select idea is here. It's kind of something buggy with it right now. The style of these things is coming down to saying if it should have a thing on where do you come from? I am from the United States. I live in the southwest, the western part of the United States. Yeah, southwest part of the United States. When we initialize our grid, we randomly set 7 tiles here. So that's where the start cells comes from. Place tiles just sets a tile here. And right now we have this thing here called interact with. Yeah, so Grumpy, I've decided when I got down to here, I'm actually having, so Grumpy, I'm having more regrets. I'm having more regrets with the nullable. So I was going like, you know what? I think Grumpy was right. I'll have nullable. I am in, what is it? It's 6 a.m. for me right now. 6 a.m. for me right now. I usually stream around 5 a.m. local time. So that would be 8 or 7 a.m. Eastern time. 7 a.m. Eastern time is when I normally stream. And then during daylight saving times, it becomes a little bit different. I used to have a schedule on there, but it was inconsistent, but we can add this schedule back. Grumpy stepped away to grab a bite, but Amon, another great jump. Points. Add Amon 50. I'm in the Arizona time zone. Yeah. Thanks for the slight docs there. Thanks for the slight docs. I appreciate it. Yeah. I try not to mention where I live these days because I've been harassed a little bit, Grumpy. So in the future, let's try not to mention that. I appreciate it. Considering all you ever do is compare it is already existing IDs. I don't know why this is an issue here. This here. All right, let's do this. When I do this, it's happy to light up. Okay. I'm trying, and I don't know why. Maybe I should check what the value of select ID is. I want to do if selected. It's not actually is null here. If I do double equals null, let's try this. Okay. Is null also doesn't work. I'm setting it to null by default. As value also doesn't work here. This is super weird. This is super weird. I don't understand this issue. In this scenario, an integer above the length of the array would have done a fine job as a null placeholder. So that's what I originally had P1. I originally had that, and then I thought the possibility to have a bug where I don't set it to -1 was real. So I'm just surprised this isn't working. Let's take a look at our console. Has value here. Like this. Coderin! Welcome back to the stream. How do you code up the grid, by the way? Is it a 2D array? I'm doing a one-dimensional array, but treating it in 2 dimensions. So the purpose of this is to teach my students about how memory is laid out, and then they can have the choice of doing it. Yeah, debugging time here. Let's pop this out here into a separate window. -1 and true. Where is it getting -1? Is it just caught up? That is wacky. Okay, it just had some weird thing caught up in memory. So the code was fine. It just wasn't like I had to do a full rebuild. Something had gone on with my rebuild. Sporadic BRs, one-dimensional array sporadic. How did you cut up the grid, by the way? Yeah, so Han So High. We have a length here. So this is the size. So we're saying it's going to be a square grid. Debugging is the full job. Absolutely. Absolutely. Debugging is the full job. Everything surrounding it is not part of the job. So we are indexing in the following way. We say our column here. So we're talking about row, column, column, row. And our row times size will actually get us there. So the thing that we're doing here. This is not what I wanted. I wanted to draw here. So what I want to explain to my students is that in memory, this cell, these 2 cells are adjacent to each other in memory. These 2 cells are adjacent to each other in memory. This cell is not adjacent in memory. Even if we did it as a 2-dimensional array, this one is not adjacent. This one is actually 10 or plus 9 away from the other one. It's a size. It's a whole size away from it. This is actually not adjacent. This is plus 10. Plus 10. If I could write with my mouse, plus 10 there. So, or plus 9. Exactly, Grumpy. That's the whole point we're doing this, though, is so that we can talk about row major versus column major and how it's laid out in memory. That's one of the reasons I'm doing it this way. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So one of the reasons we're doing this is like, oh, can we do it that way? How is it laid out in memory? How are we accessing these things? Are these things next to each other? So it's spatial locality here is important. Even if we declared this as a two-dimensional array, that's how it would be laid out, or something similar. This one is explicit about how it's laid out, how you can use a one-dimensional array in that way. And then, so you usually start at 1 p.m. Central European time. That sounds about right. And then jagged arrays are like a whole nother thing. And so, because like Java doesn't support two-dimensional arrays, but it has jagged arrays. So it's kind of cool to talk about these things. Making a box legend, very cool, very cool. If I missed something in chat, feel free to @ me or exclamation point Q. Exclamation point Q will get things into our question queue, which I'll look at when we get back from our first break. Okay. So, I can get rid of this. We're going to do else if position. So this is deselect if the value is the position. Can I do this? Let's reload our page here. Or do I have to do the value? Okay, can do that. So that's one of the nice things I can treat here. Up here, can I do this? It's good. Okay, let's try that. I really shouldn't have to reload here, but I had some issue. There we go. Okay, so next, if we don't have a value, we actually want to select that that position, and there's a little bit of bonus logic in there. Grumpy, thank you for the question. We'll get to that after the break. Which is coming up here in about 15 minutes. All right, thank you for the question. We only want to select a position if there is something there. So if it doesn't have a value and grid of position, we should create a cell that is not equal to string.empty. Then we're gonna select it. So I shouldn't be able. So I can't select these now, but I can select these. Okay. So if we don't have a value, so nothing is selected, and the cell is not an empty, so we can't select empty cells. We can select these. Okay. We can also deselect. So down here, at this point, we know something is selected. So we want to say, is the selection another position there? So if grid of position is not equal to string, is string.empty. This is, now we want to move the piece to that position. If we click another thing, what will selecting a tile do? P1's asking specifically selecting a tile. So we're making this game here. We're making a clone of this game, and we can move these pieces around the board. So you can change where they go. You cannot move. So if we click a piece, oh, that's interesting. I like that. When you click a piece, it will move to that position. Yeah. So we're gonna write a function called move. It can't move to that position if there's no path to it though. So we'll have to write some logic for that. Okay. If it's equal, let's see, if I click the same piece twice, it does deselect it here. Okay. So we're working through all our cases. So I'm not a huge fan of all these ifs, but that's okay. Else, if it's equal to the same position, we unselect it. Else selected ID equals position here. Crizzy, the point exclamation points to see the points. So I'm not an affiliate on Twitch, so I don't have Twitch affiliates. So there's no channel points. I'm not an affiliate, so I don't have any channel points. Sorry. Exclamation point points, but we do have some points that you can check out if you just do exclamation point points, which you can use to do some things on the stream. If you just scroll down below here. So we do have a couple things you can do with points here. If you save up enough. And then these are just for anyone. Anyone can do those. If you want to see a Sasquatch, there you go. There you go. Now you've seen the Sasquatch. Ooh, I hit the wrong button. Undo that. All right. But yeah, the commands are just below. Because I'm not an affiliate. Yeah. Good question. Good question. Okay. So this will let me switch. Deselect, and then this will do nothing, but essentially we want to call move from selected ID dot value to position. All right, so we're gonna move these two things here. We know that it has a value at this point, which is interesting. That the compiler can't discern that. Oh, hang on, that's not true. That's not true. If selected.id has value and it's empty there, then we move it. We're gonna call move here. And so move is going to be a function which takes our piece and teleports it to that spot. What do you mean you know that it's selected? It has value. We know that something is selected, but that's not true here. Because I have this double condition. If there was no value, I'm making sure I can't select empty positions. But at this point, I need to make sure that I have something selected. So if selected has a value, that means something is selected. All right, so we're gonna go a to and a from here, and we're gonna move the piece from the from position. We're gonna do grid in the to position is gonna be equal to the thing that was in the from position. And then we're gonna clear out the to position. So now we can actually move these things around on the board. I need to actually do a full rebuild here. P1, did that answer your question? All right, so, oh, interesting. This should be from to position with and then this should be like that. Ooh, am I gonna have to call a refresh here? If selected has a value, selected value from position to position. Okay, and then we want to, we need to clear out selected ID equals null. We clear it out, we say we're no longer selected. Caldas, thank you for the follow. Okay, so we can move things around on our grid. Fancy. I don't like that I can select that. Else if selected dot. This needs to be. I have something wrong here. There's something wrong about this here. First, though, I want to welcome Caldas. Caldas, thank you for the follow. Caldas, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow, Caldas. Amon asks, what is a CS major curriculum like there? Depends on the school you go to. The accreditation, so you're referring to like a bachelor's, like college degree, university level, bachelor's degree in computer science. Bachelor. Okay, so not including mathematics and general requirements, I'll tell you what I had to do my bachelor's in computer science, and this was, I think, like 18 years ago now, 10, something like that. It's been a while, but for me, it was coding basics, and then you have to do operating. Like the biggest ones for me are data organization, operating systems, software engineering. So there's like three tracks that you have to satisfy, and then when you finish those, you get a sort of quote unquote specialize in something. I specialized in programming language, so compilers, and other people could have done cybersecurity or web stuff, OS data structures, algorithm analysis. That's sort of that's about right. The operating systems covers like system architecture. So we had to like write a little operating system in our class. We had to cover assembly stuff. We also did a little bit. There was like one class in declarative programming, which was Scheme and Haskell, and then I specialized in programming languages. So we did compilers. I wrote several programming languages, that sort of thing. But they're sort of like at the top, you have to specialize in something. I think you have to take like 4 or 5 classes in a specific area for mine. How long is it overall? At my school, my school claims it's a 4-year program. I was in undergrad for 6 years, but I got 3 degrees. So I did 3 degrees. I have computer science, music education, and an environmental science degree. So I did 3 degrees in 6 years, but they claim it's a 4-year program, but I don't buy that. I think it's closer to a 5-year program there. But yeah, Crizzy, we get points for hanging out here, for being, look, I can also sometimes just have points for being here, for being amazing. 500 points to all you beautiful people out there. You're all beautiful. Thank you for your questions. Okay. So I can move a piece around. There's a bug here where I don't want to be able to select an empty here. So if I don't have a value and the string is empty, really I want to do this. If I selected dot has value, there's like, this is what I'm saying, like there's kind of 2 modes. I feel like I have too many if statements here. I want to have a thing called handle second click. It is really what I want. Like this. And I feel like this, it just makes my life slightly easier. If I avoid handle second click and position, because now I don't have to worry about getting that first. I know that it has a value. I know that it has a value here, and so I can say int first is equal to selected ID dot value, and I can say I just know this is the case, and I can do a debug dot assert. I could write a little clause here that says if selected dot doesn't have value, return. Just exit out, and then I can know for sure that I have my first thing here. You've forgotten almost all of it. Interesting. So one way you could look it up too is you could go to like popular. Let's see. Let's go to MIT computer science curriculum. You can ask like what are the course requirements here. So these are the course requirements. So computer science requirements: introduction, fundamentals of programming, software construction, mathematics, introduction to algorithms, complexity theory, computer systems engineering. This is like our operating systems. Introduction to low-level programming. This is like your low-level hardware stuff. Computation structures, probability, inference, algebra, linear algebra. And then they say, okay, then you have to have 24 credits in your specialization, probably. Computer science, artificial decision making, these things. So you could always look at stuff like this. Oops, that was the wrong button. What is that? That's okay. So something like this could give you an idea as well. This feels pretty standard to what I was doing. Everyone is going to have like some minor differences here and there. Keep in mind, units here doesn't mean the number of classes you take. Most classes are 3 to 5 units at most universities. You're welcome. I hope that's helpful. All right, so say if we have a value, handle second click. Otherwise, so here we know that we don't have a value, and we're gonna say if string.empty grid at position is empty, we're gonna select it. And that's sort of, I think, the whole thing here is if we have a value, let me move some of this down to the other section here. All right, we know that we have something selected. Is there nothing special or something selected? Empty tile, same tile, occupied tile. I didn't like my if statements blowing up in the way that they were. So now I just have first. So here I can say that if position is empty, we just do first position here. And we can call this second, like that. Includes swimming because of MIT. Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. If we are if first is second, we deselect it. Else, if grid of seconds is not equal to string.empty, then we select that. All right, I think we got all the cases there. Labs are 0 units and take like 8 hours of the day. That's interesting. When I was in school, the labs were usually added in. So I seem to have this reversed as far as what I can select. If it's not equal to empty, there we go. So we can move those, can deselect. I can't select these. I can swap what I have selected. Okay, so I believe we have this working pretty well. Let's get a commit in here. I don't know. I felt labs the only for me, my computer science labs always felt really fair as far as the credit hours we got. Music, the labs were horrible. The labs were horrible because it would be something like an ensemble. Your ensemble met, so it would be, you'd have orchestra, for example. So you'd be in like an orchestra, and orchestra was 5 credit hours. 5 credit hours. And so, it was 3 credit hours plus a 2-hour lab. Okay. And so your lab was meeting with your section to do practice, and you were expected to meet with your sectional like 6 hours a week, 8 hours a week, that type of thing. Not 8 hours a day, but it was wild to me how much that was in there. Like, yeah, music. I remember having a 1 credit hour. There was a 1 credit hour class that you had to take 8 times. It was essentially you had to go watch other people perform, so that they had an audience. And that one was 1 credit hour, but it was 3 hours a week. It's crazy. Whereas credit hours are supposed to be how much time you spend in a physical classroom. Amon, so what you were seeing there, credit hours is sort of usually it's indicative of how many hours per week the class is held. How many hours per week you're in that class. So if you have, it's different from school to school, of course, but typically a 3 credit hour class means that you will be in that classroom 3 hours a week. All right, so usually it meets 3 times a week. A 1 credit hour class usually means it meets once per week. And that was true. We had a 1 credit hour class called music performance or something where you had to go watch people perform, and it met once a week, but it was a 3-hour thing. You had to go be there for 3 hours. It drove me crazy. It was the worst. It was the worst. I thought the music program at the school I went to was pretty awful. Pretty awful. Looking back, after I did music originally, then I switched into computer science. I was like, God, this is how it's done. I liked my computer science department. Okay, so we have this move here. After we move, we need to, two things can happen. We're getting closer. Two things can happen after we move. We got to take a break though. All right, we've been going for 90 minutes. Oh, I was going to do a commit. Get status here. I was going to add a get ignore. Code get ignore. We need to ignore our bin folder, our obj folder. Let's do a get status. We shouldn't have a ton. Jeez. Get add. Let's remove help. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, I apparently hadn't committed this yet. Chore implement first implement grid / basic movement. Push that up. Okay. We're gonna take a quick break, folks. Quick, we've been going for a little over 90 minutes, just about 90 minutes if you count the intro time. 90 minutes, every 60 minutes, every 90 minutes, every 2 hours we like to take a break, usually 2 hours tops. We're at 90 minutes here. I'm gonna go get myself a little bit more bean water. Get myself some fresh water as well. When you come back, we're gonna get some stretches in, folks. We're gonna take care of our bodies the way we deserve to be cared for. So hang tight, don't go anywhere. If you have any questions, drop them in !Q. We'll take a look at those when we get back. All right, folks, I'll see ya in just a moment. All right, folks, thank you so much for bearing with me. Captain Coder's back with my exclusive Grumpy Game Dev mug, folks. Grumpy, I don't know if you noticed. I hate that every time I drink, I guess I wish it had it on both sides. I wish I had it on both sides so people could see it. So exclusive. So exclusive. I may be the only person in the world that owns one of these. Codebug, thank you for the welcome back. But I got myself some bean water here. Decaf. I've been decaffeinated for I think we're on day 11 now. Day 11, no caffeine for Captain Coder. Sole owner of such a cup. I love it. It's one of my favorite cups. It's big. It's like bigger than, I think it's a 12 or 13 ounce mug. I love it. Drinking coffee out of the Grumpy Game Dev. Gotta love it. All right, folks, before we hop back into it, we gotta get some stretches in. We're gonna take care of ourselves, because if you're like me, you're probably hunched over your computer. You're hunched over your computer like some kind of code and troll. And you look, if you're hunched over your computer, you're hurting your back, getting those RSIs, those repeated stress injuries. We gotta take care of ourselves. Look, the captain loves you, which means you should
pay attention.
You should love you, and if you love you, you gotta love that body. So one way we can love that body is getting up every hour, every 90 minutes, every 2 hours tops, moving around, getting some stretches in. So I hope you'll join me in some stretches here. I hope you'll join me in these stretches. You don't have to. Maybe do your own thing. Maybe you're getting up, moving around. Just get that blood flowing. Take care of stuff. We're gonna start out doing a forearm stretch here. We're gonna stretch our forearms out here. Take those palms, press them together. Bring them down until you get a little bit of tension in that forearms. You don't want to hurt yourself. If you feel pain, stop, but you just want a little bit of tension. If you're down here and you still don't feel it, you can push out and away. Oh yeah, right there. Right there, just hold it tight. Profits, thank you for your descent audit. Proceed to code green. We're good to go. That's right. Profits, how you doing, friend? Happy Monday. What are you up to on this beautiful Monday? Do you have work off today? Civil Rights Day in the United States, folks, by the way. It's a holiday here. So if you're in the United States, most people, I think it's a federal holiday, celebrating the civil rights movement. MLK, Civil Rights Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Fun story. Maybe I shouldn't do this. It might dox my hometown. Roll those wrists out. I used to work, I think it's probably a lot of places. I used to work, take that palm, lift it up, bend that elbow, place it on your back, and pull this elbow across until you get a little bit of tension here, and then hold it. You still don't feel, lean that head back, and even lean to the side to get a little bit more into it, but just take that stretch there. I used to work in a building, and I swear, it was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue Street. Okay, so it was actually Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue Street, and the street was named after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, which is like a famous place. It's a famous place, I believe, but it was, I was like, wait, what? This is wild. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue Street. And to make things worse, there was also a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue Circle, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue Way, and this is the best one, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. It was crazy. Go and let that elbow down. Oh, take that other hand flat on your back, pull it across. MLK off is uncommon in my area, to the point where my employer and local schools were sure to text and email me. Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty normal here. It's pretty normal here. I've always had it off, even when I was younger. Maybe when I was living on the East Coast, it wasn't the case, but I feel like it's always been a day that I have off of school as a teacher. I think of work, not normally off work, but off of school. It's a common short distance south. Gotcha. Oh, that feels good. Oh, let it down. All right, let's do some shoulder rolls. You guys know shoulder rolls are my favorite. Shoulders up, back, and down, and let's roll them back. 2, 3, 4. Add the elbows. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. Full arms. 2, 3, 4. Roll them forward. Ooh. 2,
You
3,
in the back. Pay attention.
4. Add the elbows. 2, 3, 4. Full arms. Yeah. 2. Thank you for the hey. 3, 4. Oh, shake it out, folks. Shake it out. Does it feel good to take care of ourselves? Get our blood moving just a little. Get a little stretch in. I hope you join me, and thank you guys so much. Whoa, a little bit too much. Oh, I'm waiting for my googly eyes. I'm so excited. I did order some googly eyes. We're gonna have a captain. Oh, hang on. I can do this. All right, so we're gonna hop back into it. But for being here, for joining me in those stretches. The stream here. I don't know when my stream started playing those little animations when someone falls. That's awesome. I didn't do that intentionally, but I love it. Dal Tao, is it Dal Tao TV? 500 points to all you beautiful people for joining me in those stretches. Thank you so much for being here. Dal Tao TV. Oh, or is it Delta OTV? Dal Tao TV. Let me know how to pronounce that, because I want to sing you a song. Dal Tao. Dal Tao TV. Dal Tao TV. Yeah. Welcome to the family. We've got here with us. We've got Dal Tao TV. Thank you for following me. Dal Tao, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. All right. We just made it so we can move these guys around. We can move these things around. A couple things that are left to do. Couple things left to do. We need to, after you move, we want to make sure the move is valid. You can only move if there is a path to that position in an orthogonal movement. For example, this piece up here should not be able to move out because there's no orthogonal path that comes out. So we're going to write a little flood fill algorithm. We're going to write a little flood fill algorithm that determines if we have a valid move. If we're a valid move. Okay. So a move is valid. I have now discovered how non-flush my walls. Oh, I forgot. We have a couple questions coming in. Here. Before we get to it, Proton wanted us to watch this video of graphing calculator. Proton, are you still here with us? If you're here with us, we'll take a look. Give him a second. And then Grumpy Heads, if you were making a 6 foot by 1, 6 foot 1 by 6 and a 6th, what is this? 6 foot board into a shelf for vision. How far from the ends would you put brackets to hold it up? Oh, so you are, I can't tell if it's a legitimate question. Because I'm not a structural engineer, Jim. I'm a programmer, not a structural engineer. You're asking where we'd put them. My answer to this question is probably I'm taking 1 by 6s and gotcha. 1 by 6s. Okay, a 6 foot tall 1 by 6 inch board into a shelf. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. How far from the ends would you put the brackets to hold it up? 6 feet. That's about as tall as I am. I'd probably, this is just my gut here. Check your answer against mine. I would probably put them a foot in. I'd probably put them a foot in on either end, but that's me not knowing anything. I would probably do a little bit more research if I was doing it. So, okay, cool. But my gut into it is about a foot in. That seems like the structural space. How many VHS, so the question you really got to worry about is how much are these VHSs going to weigh up on that shelf? How much are they going to weigh up on that shelf? And how much structure you need? But I'd put them about a foot in. That sounded about right. Sorry, I got interrupted. So you've got other types of points. Yeah. So I don't, I'm not an affiliate on Twitch. Crazy. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not a partner on Twitch. And so I don't have channel points. You only get channel points if you run ads on your channel. And since I'm not an affiliate, I don't run ads. I'm not an affiliate because I don't want to have ads on my channel. Is essentially what it comes down to. And so I don't have traditional Twitch channel points. So I have my own point system here. So it's a little bit extra work to use. So I'm sorry. It's one thing that I wish I had, but the ads in my mind just are not worth it. The ads to me are not worth it. But if you scroll down just a hair, just a little look here. We do have some things you can spend those points on. We do have some things you can spend those points on here, and some fun things you can do as commands that are point free here as well. But yeah, they're down here. What can I do with the points? Is there a list? Yeah, so down below. So thank you for the sus. If you're on the Captain Coder channel here, if you just scroll down, there's a list of what you can do right there. Right there. And maybe I should set up a web page or something to show this. But these are the things you can spend your points on. I came up with a unique solution to how to make sure that the shelves are the same distance apart using a stack of dozen VHS. Marshall, welcome back, my friend. Is it okay if I call you Marshall? I know you told me how to pronounce the first name, but I'm just bad at it. Hyper, welcome back to the stream. Thank you for the hay. Thank you for the hay. Yeah. I might lower the price of some of these, but they can be just a little distracting. That's not true. I set them so high because I was worried people would be doing them a lot. Do you have one roadmap for the .NET developers? I think that Nick Chapsis's roadmap is one of the best ones. Nick Chapsis .NET roadmap. This is a fantastic roadmap. Not this one. Hang on. Where's his roadmap? Nick Chapsis. Where's his roadmap? Oh no. This video is fantastic roadmap for .NET. Lucas, great question. This is a fantastic video for it. And then here is the actual, I should bookmark this. This roadmap here is just so good. They have an interactive version too, if you want to go to it. But yeah, if you want to, this is a great roadmap to sort of pace yourself into learning all these things. Fantastic. You're welcome, Lucas. Great question. Great question. Thank you for the nice, Crizzy. Thank you for the nice. Fantastic roadmap there. Highly recommend his YouTube channel as well if you want to learn more of the ins and outs of C# and .NET. I always learn something new when he's talking. Okay. Grumpy, thank you for the question. Thank you for the question. If anyone has any more questions, exclamation point Q to get them in. Exclamation point Q, it'll add it to my list here. I have a question. What is a banana? Question it up, it'll add it in there to my queue, and I'll get to it hopefully eventually before the end of the stream. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your questions. I appreciate it. Proton wanted us to watch this video. Thank you for the first, Crizzy. Number 12. Number 12. Not bad. Not bad. Get those bonus points. Advanced layout. Oh, this is an ad. Hang on. Let's see what this is. Ooh, Tim Corey as well. Yeah, good. Another great recommendation. Thank you for that. Points. And let's give you 125 points. Excellent recommendation for Tim Curry's YouTube channel. He has great courses. C# Fritz is another good one. I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to be. This is cool. This is cool. Proton was asking it how to draw these things or how they can be done. Cool. All right. If Proton is here, we'd ask a little bit more context, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, so what are we doing? We are making a prototype here. A prototype, let's start this up again, of our .NET Watch Run, there it is, of a game called No Mess. So if you're just joining us, we are working on a prototype using C# and Blazor WASM. We're making a clone of the game No Mess. A clone of this game here, No Mess. I thought this would be a fun little project for my students. No Mess is a game. It's a puzzle game where you're trying to clear rows and lines out of here. So lots of great stuff with array manipulation, for loops, arrays, that sort of stuff. So it's going to be a really fun little exercise. Would you recommend Visual Studio Code over Visual Studio for .NET? If yes, then why? No, I think Visual Studio is the superior tool. Reasons why you might, so I will give you reasons why I use VS Code. So at my school, I'm a teacher. I work at a school for ages 10 to 14. And as a school, we have decided that our editor of choice will be Visual Studio Code, so students only have to learn one IDE. If we're doing Visual Studio, it would require us all to be on Windows. So the students are on Windows, Mac, mostly it's like 40% Windows, 40% Mac, and then like 20, maybe 10% Linux. So I got my numbers wrong there. So like 45, 40, 45, 45, 10%. So it's sort of a split between Windows, Mac, and a handful of students using Linux. So Visual Studio is not an option when we teach. And so for me to understand the pain points that my students will run into, I use Visual Studio. A Visual Studio Code, that is. Another reason to use Visual Studio Code would be that it's lightweight compared to Visual Studio. Visual Studio is a big, hefty program. It eats up a lot of system resources. And so if you're working on a smaller machine, Visual Studio Code is going to run a little bit. I have found that when I do use Visual Studio, I find it does feel sluggish and slow compared to when I'm doing stuff with Visual Studio Code. That said, I have learned how to utilize the command line and stuff pretty well in a lot of ways. I hope that answered your question. Good question, Stubert. Sebastian, I appreciate the question. Okay, so we can actually only move. We can only move if, good, you're welcome. Thank you for asking. We should only be able to move if there is a clear path to the position we want to go. So these, I shouldn't be able to move past this here. So I'm going to write a method called isValidMove. IsValidMove from and to. So we're going to say, that way we can say if this is not a valid move to position, then we just return. We do nothing here. So we're going to say if we have a valid move, we can actually do it. And so now I'm going to come down here and say private bool is valid move int from position int to position. And we want to do a few things. If either of these positions is not in the board, we're going to return false. So I'm going to say if from position is less than 0 or from position is greater than grid dot length. Is that right? Greater than or equal to. We can't be equal to. Or to position is less than 0 or to position is greater than or equal to grid dot length. Like that. We just return false. Say, nope, not a valid move. It's outside of the bounds. We could also have this throw an out of bounds exception. That's another, in my mind, another reasonable alternative is that it's out of bounds. We're gonna say we can't move if we're out of bounds. Okay. If the from position, if the grid at the from position is the empty string, we're also going to return false. Okay. So we can't move an empty piece to a non-empty piece. An empty cell cannot be moved anywhere. We're also going to say that if our to position is not the empty string, then we can't do that. We can't move that. This is representing that we can't move it into an occupied space. So if it is not empty, we can't move there. So if it's occupied, we can't move it. Okay. Lastly, we need to make sure that there exists a path between the two. So we want to make sure there exists a path between the two. And so I'm going to do a flood fill algorithm here. From our start position, well, essentially it's going to be a search algorithm. From our start position, go to check the neighbors here. Glad to see your work with the Grumpy Dame has paid off and you wrote all your tests. It's true. We wrote so many tests. We've written all of the tests, Smab. Absolutely. So when I am prototyping, I tend to not write tests. And so the secret is that you never stop prototyping. I am going to write tests for this but the type of tests I'm going to write are going to be specifically to help my students know when they have things working correctly. Thank you, Smab. Thank you, Smab. All right, so we want to write a, so then down here, I'm going to say, lastly, hashtag, look, everything's fine. Has path exists, something along those lines. Path exists. When you are working on things like valid move, it really does help to write the test first. That's probably true. For is valid move. You're not wrong. This one's complex enough that it makes sense to potentially write it. That would require me to type a bunch of stuff in the terminal to create a test, though. Create a test framework. Instead, I'm going to see if I can just eyeball it. See if we can just eyeball it here. But maybe we'll write a test. All right, Smab. Maybe we'll write a test here.
You in the back. Pay
Hyper.
attention.
Thank you for the hay. We'll get it first try. That's what I'm saying. We'll get it on the first try. I think we can get it on the first try. We just want to do... it's just a breath first search. We wrote a bunch of those back in... we wrote a bunch of those in... what was it? December. Advent of Code. Often on stream, a more entertaining production is done without writing tests because messing up and being totally at a loss to explain why is the product. Yeah, that's why everyone was watching during Advent of Code. Definitely why we had all those people during Advent of Code. Okay. Perhaps the real test are the manual checks that we have that we do along the way. We want to do a path exists here. JD, thank you for the first. Welcome back to the stream. Redston, happy to have you here as well. Folks, we have a very important person in our midst. Very important, but Hyper, congratulations on your bonus points. Be sure to check out JD Does Dev.
Feel like
JD, what have you been working on this week? Last week. What are you currently on? I haven't seen Shiny here, no.
I am not the captain, but my eyebrows also move in a way like the captain.
Be sure to give JD some love, folks. Great streamer, developer, programmer. Working on, last I was there, working on some OBS extensions. I think it's OBS extensions. I've been working on fighting crippling anxiety and depression on stream. That's what you've been doing on stream. Me too. That's what we're here for. Doing our best for it. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope things are on the up and up. As always, I hope things are on the up and up. Crippling anxiety and depression is an ongoing challenge. Happy no stream. I'm going to try to. Gotcha. I was wondering. I felt like I hadn't seen you in a while, but I'd love to see you stream a little bit more, my friend. If you're up to it, you don't have to. Sometimes, look, take the time you need to take care of yourself. It is important to love yourself because we love you, JD. We love you. Sending you some hearts, my friend. Sending you some hearts. But yeah, I'd love to see some JD streams again. And so I give my mental... Yeah. Go. Good. Okay. We were just about to write a... Brett, really I want to do a flood film here. Which is kind of like... Is that really what I want? I don't know that I actually want to do a flood fill. Flood fill feels like the easiest thing to just say. Just do a flood fill on this. Fill in blank spaces on the board. and then say, is the space I want to go to filled? My various social issues is why I have streamed for 5 years, only taking a month break around the holidays when it just gets too bad to stream for a while. Because this game, Escape Space, released it. Yeah, Escape Space is awesome, by the way, folks. Oh, he did a full release on it. That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen him today. Maybe I should see if he wants to come on the showcase on Saturday. JD, you still up for the showcase? Also, folks, don't forget. Showcase Saturday coming up on the 20th. I hope to see you there, JD. I hope we can show it off, talk about your project. Cool stuff going on. Awesome. Looking forward to it. So essentially, holy cannoli, Tim Bodette, Tim, I love you. You're the only one for me. Did you know, Tim? I love you, and I can't help but say thank you for the raid. Shout out, folks, Tim Bodette. Be sure to check out Time Bodette, not Time Bodette, Tim Bodette. Thank you so much for the raid, my friend. Happy to have you here on this beautiful Monday. What were you working on your stream? Folks, if you guys don't know Tim Bodette, incredible streamer, full-time streamer, software engineer, it's full-time game software engineer, maybe. But be sure, folks, you see this button right here? Attention all lurkers. Attention all lurkers. Please direct your attention to the chat just for a moment. It may have disappeared by now, but be sure... Oh, wrong button. Click that heart. Give him some love before it's too late. And then after you've followed Tim Bodette, go make a second account. Follow Tim Bodette a second time, and then check out Tim Bodette's game. Tim, if you want to drop a link to your game, feel free to do so. If you want to drop any links, feel free to do so. Bodette is correct, but neither bother me. Bodette is correctest. It's the most correct. I was pretty sure it was Tim Bodette. Awesome. I got it right. I got it right.
Pay attention.
JD, I was right. Points. Add the Captain Coder 500 points to me for getting it right. Points remove JD 500 points for being wrong. I'm just kidding. Points add. JD does have 500 points back. All right, let's give you 500 bonus points. I'm sorry. Welcome back, Snapple. What amazing thing happened? Not much. We're just playing around with some Blazor stuff. JD, you already got it. I fixed it. You can only claim it once now. Nice try. Dramux was first. I do want to fix it so it'll say what you were, but I did fix it because got a little spammy yesterday. But yeah. No more. You can only get your bonus points once. Tim, thank you again so much for the raid. If you got a raid and run, feel free to do so, my friend. If you have any links for us, feel free to drop them. But thank you so much for being here. And Galfie, thank you for the follow. Galfie. Oh, Galfie. Thank you for following me today. We got Galfie. Yeah, Galfie. Welcome to the family. I'd like to say welcome aboard. Thank you for following me today. Oh, Galfie, welcome aboard. Galfie, thank you for the follow. Tim says, we were doing some marketing Monday, and then my brain just wanted some fun since I haven't really taken a day off yet this year. Felt it was time to do a short day and have fun. Have some fun, my friend. Have yourself a beautiful day now. I hope it's super fun. Tim, you know you're always welcome in my stream. Tim, thank you so much again. We are making a clone. What are we doing? The JD, I love that. I love that one. We are making a clone of this game, No Mess, which the grumpy game dev introduced us. So we're cloning a game called No Mess. I think it's going to make a fun project. We have set it up where we can move, apparently everything you can never move. This should be true. You can never move. You can never move anything here. You can move these pieces around. This just in, clones are real. We are making one. It's true. This piece can't move past these because there's no orthogonal path to it. So we're about to write ourselves a little breadth first search here to determine if we can get there. Marshall asks, how long to the Clone Wars? 7 days. So prepare yourselves, folks. 7 days to the Clone. You heard it here first on Captain Coder's stream. 7 days to the Clone Wars. Are you sure you can't? You're not. Yeah, we gotta fix it. We gotta fix it. We gotta fix it here. Snail says, did you see the cart? Let's take a look at it. I forgot to pull it up. I have it saved here. Let's pull it up real quick. Let's get this. Textwriter.tick. Snabble, thank you so much for the reminder. Let's come in here. Let's open up the Tick 80 real quick. So folks, we were doing some fun with Tick 80 here at folder with an ER. And we're gonna move this into here. So Snabble sent us another one. Is it okay if we look at it on stream? I hope so. Load text writer, run text writer. All right, let's take a look here. I just gotta do a run, hang on. Let's switch to desktop volume. Ooh, fancy. Is it gonna write the word impulse? It's gonna write the word impulse. Fancy. Oh, it's gonna say Captain Coder. I haven't played around with the Tick 80 in a while. Oh, I was having so much fun with it. Captain Coder. It's like it's like the this little dot reminds me of there was a show when I was a kid called Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider. Not Ghost Rider. Ghost Writer, as in, you write some text. And there was like a ghost. The kids, it was like a spirit or something. The kids could talk to it. And it could go and write on walls. And so they could talk to each other. It's like a mystery. It's like the Hardy Boys. They tried to reboot it. And it did not go. I didn't even know they tried to reboot it. Hello from Impulse. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Code by, does that say Lance? What happened to the P? What happened to the P on this here? It said Impulse. Oh, it was missing it on that one. Did I miss it? My brain just read it. Back seat coders. Long shot. Nice. Long shot and Jez. Backseat coders. This is really cool. This is a really cool thing. I like this quite a bit. Fancy. Reddit 2, I am not even sure the P was there. We're going to have to restart it. All right, here it comes. Moment of truth. All right. I am sniping at my lady friends like the shout out to the backseat coders. Yeah. All right, folks. Here it comes. Is there a P? The question is there a P? No, we're waiting for the P. Is there a P? I read the P. Just need some fancy music. There is no P. Points. Add Smab. I know you don't want them, but 500 points to you for identifying that it says Imuisi. Is that supposed? Yeah. So on that screen, it was supposed to say Impulse. I thought it said Impulse. It flushed early. Look. Everyone knows you gotta flush twice. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Snabble. Nice. I used to proofread. I can't help it. Look. I've never proven reading ever in my life. You can't even prove that I can read. You can't even really. When you get down to it, what is reading? What is reading? At the end of the day, can anyone really read? Or is it just, interpreting glyphs? Is that what reading is? All right. Maybe we should write some code. I live by the rule, if it's yellow... Oh, no. Look, that only works. JD lives by the rule, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. That sounds... I've heard that. I feel like the odor would be saving the water. It depends on where your water's going. Depends on where your water's going. Asking the real deep questions there. It's true. I think you are all philosophical zombies. No offense. So really, if you want to save water, just use a toilet that doesn't have water. If you want to save water, use a toilet that doesn't use water. Otherwise, you're just a hypocrite. It saves water but kills your nose. Crizzy needs more points. Crizzy, all right. Let's do trivia. I want to add a trivia command. I was thinking of trivia questions. We'll just do a trivia question. All right. A hype crit. Yeah. Trivia question. Oh, Draco was saying I should set up a Kahoot. I should do that. That would be fun. All right. I should get a box of trivia. All right. Crizzy, let's do a trivia. Let's do a trivia question here. I'm going to find some trivia here. Trivia questions. Ooh, what we could do, Google Feud. Here's what we're going to do. Google Feud. All right. Google Feud. Here, we're going to play Google Feud together, folks. Google Feud. Can we press it too in the trivia? Yeah, Van the Noble. We're going to do Google Feud here. We're going to do Google Feud. Choose a category. Why won't this load? What's going on? Choose a category. Google Feud. Are you broken? All right, let's try you an Edge. Let's open up the Edge here. Microsoft Edge. We're going to do Google Feud as a crew. As a crew here. See if we can get some bonus points. All right. Crizzy, pick a category. Pick a category. Culture, people, names, questions, animals, entertainment, food, eat. We're gonna skip easy mode, or I'm feeling lucky. Chrissy, pick a category. Pick a category. This is for all the marbles. It's for all the marbles here. Animals, it is. All right. So our goal is to fill in someone. If we typed in "is my bird," what are the top things people look for on Google here? Is my bird dirty? Here, let's guess. Oh, what? Hang on, I messed that one up. Dirty. Why can't I type anything here? What is wrong with this app today? This is crazy. Why is it? Switch modes. There it is. Is my bird dirty? All right. Guess. Dirty was not an answer, Grumpy. Sick. Oh, we got 4, 9. Sick was a good answer. Crizzy, points. Add 9,000 feels like too much. Let's go at 90 points. Crizzy's gonna get 90 points, and then points. Add Crizzy. Hang on. Why can't I add point? Oh, because your name is longer than that. 90 points plus 70 points. All right. Crizzy, next one. Van the Noble says alive. Ooh, no points for alive. Crizzy says smart. Ooh, no points for smarts. Here were the correct answers. JD, trying to kill me was not one of them, unfortunately. Good question. All right, folks. Demise. Dead is dying. There we go. Dead would have been in there. I was close. All right, next round. Will my dog eat my... all right, will my dog eat my... Here. Homework. Here we go. Homework. 30 points here for homework. Points. Add Rinald, 30 points. All right. Van the Noble says poop. 50 points for Van the Noble. Points. Add. I didn't think that was going to be up there. 50 points here for Van the Noble. Grumpy says sandwich. Ooh, surprised that sandwich is there. Tim Baudet's going with shoe. No shoes. All right. Any other guesses? We get 2 more guesses. You have to think for the majority of people that use Google. Will it eat my body? Marshall asks. Will it eat my body? Will it eat my dead body? 4, getting that top answer. 1,000 points. Nicely done. 1,000 points for that top one. Grumpy's going with baby and then baby. Ooh, 60 points for baby. Points. Add Grumpy 60. The Grumpy. The Grumpy. 60 to JD as well. 1,000, yeah. If you get first one, top answer gets 1,000. JD with 60 as well. If I miss something, let me know. Will my dog eat my? Oh boy, no, it won't. No one Googled it. Nice try. All right. Cat. JD's going with cat. Let's find out. Will it eat my cat? It for 40 points. Add JD 40 points there. All right, folks. We got one guess remaining. Will eat my food. Let's go with food. Oh, unfortunately, that was not an answer. Kitten, guinea pig, Grumpy. Guinea pig is up there. Bearded dragon. Hamster and chickens. All right, next round. Can you milk a? Oh boy, PG-11, folks. Keep it PG-11 here. Can you milk a? What do people ask? What? Can you milk a cat? Cats. Ooh, for 90 points. The Grumpy Game Dev. 90 points. You can. Can you milk a turnip? You cannot milk a turnip. Can you milk a chicken? Tim, that's what I was going to say. Can you milk a chicken? 50 points to Crizzy. Points. Add Crizzy. 50 points. Tim going with almonds. Ooh, I would have totally guessed almond because of almond milk. I insist that they are wrong. I've been milking. It's not saying can you milk a. This is what people Googled the most often. Blazor, Soha. I think you're saying Ola? I'm not sure. Welcome back to the stream. Nice to have you. Or do you want me to type Soha in here? Crizzy's going with dog. 20 points. Crizzy, 20 points. Not bad. Points. Add Crizzy. 20 points. Nicely done, folks. What else can we got? Can you milk a? Goat. Let's check out goat. Can you milk a goat? Who did they Google? Ooh, surprising not. Tree. Ronald's going with tree. Ooh, sorry, tree was not on there. Unfortunately, spider was also not on there. Nice try. We've set a new high score, folks. All right, folks, points for being here on this beautiful day. We got 60,000 points. That's 600 points, and we set a new high score. So 1,000 points to all you beautiful people out there. Congratulations to your newfound points here. I hope you enjoyed Google Feud here. I know I did. Congratulations. And if we sign up now, we get $20,000 if we're an RN. You're welcome, Crizzy. Look, the number go up. Look, folks, should we sign up right now? Look, do we got any RNs here? RN stands for real nerd. Real nerds. Any real nerds here? RNs get $20,000 sign up. $20,000 sign up if we're a real nerd. I'm gonna add Google Feud. That was fun. How do you so quickly do boxes and arrows? It's a secret. Look, we can look. I'm using OG nerd here. I'm using a program here. Let me pull it up. It is called Zoom It. Here, this is a program. It's part of sysinternals. If you install sysinternals on Windows, Control-1. Oh, now I'm in here. Uh-oh. Did I mess this up? All right, so we have Zoom, Control-1, Live Zoom, Control-4, Draw, Control-2, Break, Control-3, Record, Control-5, Screenshot, Control-6. So I just press Control-1, I zoom in, and then I click, and then I can draw on my screen. And then I escape, just gets out of there. Highly recommend sysinternals. I knew I should have stayed in the medical field. OG nerd here, Van. Welcome back. Not welcome back. Well, of course. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the crew. I don't know what I'm saying. Look. I'm glad to have you guys all here on this beautiful day. Google Feud had an absolute lots of fun with that. All right.
You in the back. Pay
Hyper.
attention.
I'm trying to pay attention. That was fun. All right, Crizzy, I hope those good. Congratulations on your points. You now have enough points if you'd like to. You have enough points to redeem a board game, show off a board game, or keep on saving. Keep on saving up for a song. Tetris on a treadmill, or if you can hold out long enough, I will draw you a poorly drawn image just for you. You're almost there though. You're well on your way. All right, there we go. All right. Now, what were we doing? What were we doing here? I don't know. I don't know what we were doing here. Wrong VS Code here. Beautiful. I just want the AI song. You're almost there. Pathfinding algorithm. Ah, yes, Hyper. Thank you for the reminder. Tim, you're nice. You're well on your way as well. That was an interesting way to the grid broke. Yeah, it's just sizing. So the line breaks are at the end of each one, and so I'm not using like Bootstrap or something to do the sizes. And so when this thing is up, anyway, there we go. Perfect. The HTML I'm using is not the most clever of HTMLs. We're using a line break here. JD saving up for that Lambo redeem. Good old sidebar breaking everything. Yeah, we'll turn that sidebar off later. Ooh, look, everyone loves a good hamburger menu. Okay, pathfinding here. We want to say, is there a path? Oh, Grizzy, JD being so nice. JD, so nice. He gave those points to you. That's so sweet of you, JD. JD for being so nice. Points add. Oh, JD, so nice for being so nice. 50,000 points to you, my friend. 50,000 points for being so nice. Exclamation point first will get you some free points too. Exclamation point first, not as many, but still, it exists. All right, we're gonna do Bloodfill. Do I really want to do number 16, Tim? You're number 16. Got yourself 63 bonus points for being number 16. Not bad. All right. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write a recursive flood fill. Is that what I want to do? A private void search. Bool search. To make your bot automate your first place trophy stuff, do it. I was griping earlier this morning that I should really write my own bot. I use Firebot, which is really nice and simple for most things. And then you start trying to write a script. You guys want to see how a sausage is made? I did get the update to Firebot. It broke some stuff, which was a little bit annoying. So it does make me want to make my own. Oh, it broke all of your redeems. It broke some of my stuff. But here's the problem with this scripting thing. You can't just like write if, and I like if the nesting here is brutal. We're debugging this. So I'm kind of thinking streamer bot. I kind of want to write my own at some point. Time is where I get defeated mostly. But Crizzy, congratulations on all your points. Congrats. So I really do like Firebot. Yeah, there you go. You're almost there. 2,000 more points, you can get yourself a poorly drawn image. Get yourself a poorly drawn image. Ooh, I might have to look at this. This one you can write. You can add custom scripts using JavaScript. I just haven't done it. Int from position, int to position. The thing I want to keep track of here is my set of visited nodes. My set of flood fill might be the other option to do here. And at the end of the day, we do a bool array. I don't know exactly what I do. Find path, like this. Has path. I just feel like I keep abstracting further away, making things harder on myself. Return has path from position to position here. So I keep saying like, all right, I'm just gonna go. I just need one more step here. One more step. Return true for now. Tim, thank you so much for hanging out. Have a beautiful day. I hope you have fun. Remember to keep coding. Keep growing. Be the best you can do. Be the best you can be, Tim. You're welcome back anytime. I'll be back on Wednesday. Folks, Tim will probably be back tomorrow. Tim's on every day. Go watch Tim tomorrow morning when I'm not here. Go watch Tim. Go watch Tim. Incredible stuff going on over there. Okay. Ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum-bum. All right, what do I want to do? We want to find has a path here. We have our start and we need to move around here. So I need to take our start position and sort of convert it to our neighboring positions are interesting here. So int neighbors is actually start. It's not quite -1, right? We need to figure out our orthogonal movements here. H Mendoza, welcome back to the stream. Nice to have you here on this beautiful day. How you doing, friend? Doing some art practice and the start of my new game will be lots of fun. That's awesome. Crizzy, 33,000. Crizzy redeeming the song. You're the first person, Crizzy, believe it or not, you're the first person to redeem the AI generated song. All right, so AI, what did I promise here? You give me a prompt. You may give me a family-friendly theme for the song. A family-friendly theme for the song. Do you have a prompt you'd like to give me for ChatGPT? A Pokemon theme song. Crizzy, 1999. So AI generated Pokemon. All right. Let's try it. I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. We're gonna ChatGPT it. Mendoza, how the heck have you been, my friend? It's nice to have you here. I hope you're having a beautiful day. All right, ChatGPT here. All right. Here we go. Write a song about Crizzy. Using the Pokemon theme song for inspiration. Crizzy, how do we feel about this? Is this prompt good enough for you? I can add some more information. We can add some more information here. But how do we feel? About this prompt? Is this prompt good enough for you? Crizzy, we're waiting on your response. We need your response here. How big is the delay? Maybe the delay is really big here. All right. Crizzy, thank you so much for the redeem, though. We're about to do this. We can tweak this here for you, though. All right. Here we go. Let's see how it does. ChatGPT stalling. I want to be the very best. Did my internet die? Is that what's happening? It's struggling. ChatGPT struggling here. It killed. You're good, not dead here. Look at that. ChatGPT died. That's wild. That's wild. That's super sus. Let's try again. Let's try again here. Captain used the Pokemon thing on. Write a song about the amazing, fabulous Frizzy, a new member of the captain's crew. Use the Pokemon theme song for inspiration. Inspiration. All right, here we go. All right, first it. All right, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it here. You ready? You ready? This is the first time this may have been a terrible mistake as far as we're gonna wait for it to finish here. All right, we're gonna see it. So now I have this pressure of I have to sing the Pokemon theme song, which I'm not sure I can do, but we're gonna try. I wasn't expecting it to be so long. I should have limited it to a few verses. Wow. All right. All right, we're on an outro here. We're on an outro. Yeah. Verse, second verse, same as the first. A little bit louder and a little bit worse. All right, Chrissy, here we go. Oh, a journey vast across the sea so blue. A legend rises in the heart of the crew. From distant shores where wild winds blew comes Chrissy, brave and true. Chrissy, oh, you're our newest star in the captain's crew. You'll go far with courage and strength. You'll set the bar. Chrissy, together we are, with sails unfurled under sky so grand. Chrissy's at the helm with a steady hand. Sorry, we're gonna try that verse 2 again. With sails unfurled under skies so grand, Chrissy's at the helm with a steady hand. Through storms and the calms on every strand, with Chrissy we'll take a stand. This is Chrissy, oh, you're a guiding light in the darkest seas, in the fiercest fight. With wisdom and heart you shine so bright. Chrissy and you we unite. It's so long, like a beacon in the night, a star so rare. Chrissy's spirit none can compare, with every challenge ready to dare. I'm sorry, Chrissy, I'm ruining it. In the captain's crew, a bond we share. We're gonna start. Hang on. Hey, Chrissy, I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. From the crow's nest high. From the crow's nest high to the deck below. Chrissy's I keep trying to sing it. I love the chorus ain't even close to similar. It's so bad. I'm so sorry. From the crow's nest high to the deck below. Chrissy's presence makes our spirits glow. In every tale the winds will blow of Chrissy's feats far and fro. Chrissy, oh, you're our greatest find in our pirate tale, uniquely designed, with a heart so bold and a brilliant mind. Chrissy, in you our fates aligned. So here's to Chrissy, our crew's new friend, in our endless journey till the very end. With the captain's crew, message we'll send of the amazing, fabulous Chrissy on whom we depend. Chrissy, that was rough. Chrissy, I'm so sorry that I butchered that. We're gonna give you a refund on those points, so maybe the next one will be a little bit better. Grizzy, thank you so much for the redeem. I'm so sorry. This feels more like a One Piece song. Yeah. Maybe I should try again in the future. That theme song, it got me. It got me there. Look, yeah, that's the ticket. I'll blame the Pokemon theme song. That was so funny. I'm glad I should ask for a theme song singable by Captain Coder. What I should do, I think the theme song made it up. After this, the point price for a song will increase by a factor of 1,000. That was fun. I think in my mind I got stuck with it. Wanting, it's a little bit long here. All right, here I'm gonna try. Here, Crizzy, you're gonna get a bonus here. Write a song about the amazing Fab League Crizzy, a new member of the captain's crew. One verse and a chorus. All right, we're gonna try this. Here, we're gonna try it here. If you want to challenge, ask for a song that you sing like the U.S. national anthem, but with new words. I think in my brain I got caught up with it wanting to be the Pokemon theme song, which I don't really know. But we'll try this. I also have music playing in my ears, so that wasn't helping. Here we go, Crizzy. You ready for? You get a second one. In the heart of the ocean, where the here I'm going to read it first so I know what's coming. In the heart of the ocean, where the wild waves grew, a legend was born in the form of a crew. Among them, Crizzy, shining and new, bravery in her eyes, a spirit so true. With a laugh like the wind and courage that flew, she danced on the deck as the stormy winds blew. Oh, Crizzy, fabulous and brave, your heart as vast as the ocean wave. In the captain's crew, you're the one we crave. Crizzy, the amazing, forever our enclave. All right. In the heart of the ocean, where the wild waves grew, a legend was born in the form of a crew. Among them, Crizzy, so shiny and new, bravery in her eyes, a spirit so true. With a laugh like the wind and the courage that flew, she danced on the deck as the stormy winds blew. Oh, Crizzy, fabulous and brave, your heart as vast as the ocean wave. In the captain's crew, you're the one we crave. Crizzy, the amazing, forever our enclave. How do we do? That one was much better. The Pokemon theme. I blame the Pokemon theme. Crizzy, thank you so much for the redeem. Happy. We did better. Not the perfect, not the best, but it's better. Happy Monday. We done did it. Crizzy, thank you for the redeem. Happy, I hope you were here for it. Encore, yeah. I sing like an Eminem. He has perfect pitch because he manages to miss every note. Yeah. Crizzy, thank you so much for the redeem. There we go. A little bit better. It's more like, there's like an epic dirge type thing. Beautiful. Alrighty. Now, back to pathfinding. All right, folks, for being here, for having to endure points at all, for having to endure that first Pokemon song, 500 bonus points to all you beautiful people out there. All right, so we are going to, I'm going to write, the marking on this is interesting. We need to have a set, the neighbors here. See, this is why I was struggling with this one for my students. The version that we write, perhaps I'm going to make it. So what I'm struggling with is a lot of my students aren't going to be able to write breadth first search. A lot of my students will not be able to write breadth first search. I know, Grumpy. I'm trying to think what is the way I explain this to my students. In this course, we have a lot of very young programmers. And And a hash set, yeah. So the direction deltas is a little bit. I don't think a hash set's too far along. So a big part of the course is learning about the collections. This particular course, one of the things I want them to do is come away with collections. This as a first project, or like basically early on. This, I think maybe we might use it later. Hash set is totally fine to use. It's the marking visited. This is why I'm saying, like, I feel like doing a flood fill would be better. I don't think getting the neighbors is actually the hard part, right? So the directions and deltas, we need to take our position and translate it back into row column, and then have neighbors. That is that's sort of the tricky part. Hash set I don't think is too. This would be a good spot to teach them a little bit about it. Yeah, hash set is the fill. Yeah, exactly. So we just do a flood fill. The directions, it's not too bad. The idea of passing this set around here to teach them depth first search is weird. Peace on Mars, welcome back to the stream. Nice to have you. Exactly. The left and the right side here is the wrinkles, and the up and the down as well. So part of me wants to create a thing, basically up and down goes out of bounds. Yeah. So that exactly. Left and right doesn't go out of bounds, so it becomes tricky. And we kind of want to do private. This is where if I was doing row and column, if I was doing a two-dimensional array, it'd actually be easier. This would be easier if we were doing a two-dimensional array. This is why I'm going like, oh man, have I made the, talking about the regurts. The regurts, there are many regurts here that I often have. A wraparound between column and row was a bug I had to fix in Freebooter Explorer. Nice, once I allowed breaking the walls. Gotcha. Yes, we have this wraparound issue here. If we cheated and put a wall, so that's something, if we cheated and put a wall all the way around, we could get away with it. But I want to say int here, row int position goes to position divided by size. So what row are we in here? This will get us back our row. Private, I believe. Private int stop int column. Position mod size. Since we're square, I believe this gives us back our row and column. So this actually isn't that bad. To get our row and column. I just had to write this out here, and so this doesn't feel that bad. And then if we do a private int position int row int column, column plus row times size. Okay, so we sort of have this. This is a little bit more helpful here. And so we can say, if we make half a caution negative module problem ahead, true. Chris, you went 30 more points than when, I think you have more points now than when you started, maybe. There is a negative here. If we make there is a negative problem here. I am thinking I will do this using rows and columns here, where I can actually say we pull in here int this would actually be easier if I said start row, start column, end row, end column. So if I had something like this, and then my students can do row. Tuples aren't too advanced. I just feel tuples definitely aren't too advanced. I find if I use tuples, I'm doing something wrong. Really, like a position record is better. I would prefer, I know, really what I would want them to do, would be a public struct. Oh, that's fascinating here. I can't just define a struct here. A position struct feels better to me. We could do int row, int column, start, int row, int column, end. This is not too bad in my mind. Yeah, I find so basically, Grumpy, anytime I start doing something with tuples, I find I regret them. I'd absolutely regret them. Chrissy, have a beautiful day. I'll be back on Wednesday. I hope to see you again soon. Keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be. You're welcome back anytime, Chrissy. Yeah, so I always regret using tuples. I'm gonna regret this is sort of how I feel. And so this would be, I could private int row, int column, position int. We could do this horrible overloading here too. Where we have position size. Like this. Look how much fun we're having with different return types in our position. Yeah. And this one would be from. I don't want this. I think having for argument here is fine. Int s row, int s column, int end row, int end column. Go to beanies, exactly. What about making a struct position with row column? Tim, that's what I was saying. Row column is probably what we do. Have a struct with row column. I think I probably want to, if I did that, I don't want to index by a single ID or something. Is how I feel here. Part of this, Tim, is a student exercise. So this isn't necessarily writing the best code or I want to write code that's not bad. So I want to write code that's not bad, but also has specific exercises for students. So I do think int to row, int position. This I think is an excellent one. You can make dictionaries with tuples for an extra 2,200, just 200% of regret. I think you mean 200x. I think you mean 200x there, Grumpy. Not 2x, 200x. Your X button seems to be broken. So row here should position divided by size. Math is hard. Private int to column int position. And then we do have an issue here. That if we really cared about the negative, what is it, plus size. Is this the common trick to do it? This crazy thing. We don't actually care. We shouldn't be getting a negative value. Really, it should throw an exception if the negative value here. But this will do it, but feels painful. I'm gonna go with position size here like this. All right, so now up here we can do 2 row, 2 column from or down here. Hang on, down here, int. I heard you like typing size. Exactly, start. And I'm gonna do it here, and then we can sort of do get neighbors of start here. That's really what we care about. All right, so neighbors of start. So we want to be able to get neighbors. So private int array feels bad. Int array feels bad. I'm not ready to do IEnumerables with them yet. I'm not ready for IEnumerable yet. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. They are ready for lists. They are ready for lists. IEnumerable, I don't know if I'm ready for IEnumerable with them yet. You're gonna do a select. I don't think I am. I think I'm gonna have them actually write a loop. I'm gonna have them actually write the loop here. Which, man, row column as a struct would be so nice right now. So the regret I'm having is this int position ID makes this a really annoying thing. Neighbors position. Return null. Okay. So we're gonna say int row equals row of position, int column equals 2 row, 2 column position. Okay, and so our neighbors are this list int neighbors equals the following lists. Right. And then we have private int to position int row int column. Column plus row times size. My Z key seems to be dying. It's failing some annoying percentage of the time. So we have 2 position row column plus 1, 2 position row column minus 1, 2 position. Oh, this sucks. This sucks. This sucks.
What?
I hate
Seems
this.
good.
I need to check if my row and column move out of the bounds. I can't just convert it back to the position right away. Is there an without doing pairs, the tuples here, and sadly we're out of time. I have 3 minutes. I have 3 minutes here, and I don't think we're gonna finish this right now. I'm regretting the choices I've made as far as defining my rows and columns as just single IDs here. And then translating in, because I want to check if I'm going beyond the bound. So I'm trying not to write a hack here. I'm trying not to write a hack. The easiest thing I could do would be neighbors is equal to this is our essentially I need to check. All right, so position +1, position -1, position plus size, position minus size. Okay, so these would be the neighbors under normal conditions. Under normal conditions. For east and west, for north and south, these ones are fine because they go out of bounds. They go out of bounds. So those ones are easy to check. These ones, if they go out of bounds on left to right, we want to lose them. We want to lose them. So something I could do, if row of position +1 is equal, and this is where the negative problem is going to come in here, is equal to our row, 2 row, then our neighbor is going to have position +1. So this is like the right bounds check, saying, do I go off the edge here? If 2 row position -1 equals row, and this one's kind of okay, then our neighbors dot add position -1. If position plus size is less than 81, grid dot length. Let's think about that here. If I'm in the bottom row, if I'm at position 80, position here, 81 minus 9. So position 80 minus 9 would be position 71. So as long as I'm less than that, I should be able to add that one. Now add position plus size. And then if position minus size is greater than or equal to 0, neighbors.add position minus size. So these are our neighbors. And I hate it. I hate this code. I don't need it. I don't care about my column. Yeah, I hate it. But this is our neighbors here. I believe. This is SMAP. This is where the test would be coming in. All right, folks. It's 8 o'clock here. I do have to go. Does 2 row -1 return -1? It does. 2 row of -1 would return 0. Mizzard, thank you for that. It doesn't. It doesn't. It would return. Yeah. There's an. It would return 0. It would return 0. It's a start. What is this picture? Oh, nice. Nice. Nice work on the shelf, Grumpy. Beautiful. 1 foot in. Oh, I love it. I love it. Now you just need to... I was joking around, but I'm kind of serious. Mizzard, you are correct. There's a bug here where this will return the wrong amount. If it's negative, I get the wrong row. There's a bug here. Mizzard, thank you for pointing out the bug. Points add Mizzard X 100 points. You pointed out a bug here. Thank you. So from the top row here to the left, my easy fix. Also, I'm not using 2-column anyway, because our columns don't care. Our columns don't matter because it just cares if we're off the size of the grid is what actually matters. Moving up and down by size is actually really easy. Moving left and right is where the hardness comes through here. So 2-row. Position +1, position -1. I need to... What would be the fix here? -1 should... It's like if I'm negative, it does a slightly different calculation somehow. I really just don't care. Position greater than 0, and that's what I can do here. And then this one would be position less than there's another issue here, grid.length, and because I can't actually go to the right if I'm in the bottom right corner, it would still find it here. I think this check is not necessary. So if I'm at position 80, this check is unnecessary. Yeah, correct. Flooring the division of rounding towards 0. It's yes. All of our positions should end up being positive. Going to a negative position is out of bounds. Yeah, so I think this here is the hack fix, which I think I'm okay with. Okay, Redmer, how's it going, friend? We're just about to head out here. We gotta go. I got a kind of busy day today. I hate that I haven't tested this yet. I hate that I've written a lot of code with no way to test it. So mini regrets happening here. This feels like it needs a test big times. so many. But yeah, we're gonna find someone to raid. I'm open to suggestions. Otherwise, we're gonna look at who we got here. Moa is more. We got Moa is more last time. Andreas Sass Dev. What do we want? Game dev, art, just general programming. We can also go see who's streaming in software and game dev here. Cakes. Someone new, Kebab Scowl. Let's go raid Kebab Scowl. We haven't raided Kebab Scowl in a while. All right, folks. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Let's make sure he's not about to end. Just a second. You too, Redmer. Let's see, Kebab Scowl. Are you? How long have you been going? 4 hours. Usually goes for a while though. 4 hours. Does anyone know Gem Balls? Gem Balls? I haven't seen Gem Balls, but looks like they're doing some game dev stuff. Co-working stream. They've been going for 4 hours as well. Mo Focus. Not there. I'm thinking we're going to do Kebab Scowl. All right, folks, we're going to go raid Kebab Scowl. Have a beautiful day. Remember, to keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be. You're welcome back anytime. Showcase Saturday. On Saturday, we're going to be doing the Showcase Saturday. Be there or be a square, folks. Remember, have a beautiful day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.